You just want to watch World Fun.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Makes
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got
Mason
one more.
just loves him some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's the history of bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
This episode of Hobie is sponsored by Hello Jeff. Save 20% off your first meal box with promo code HobiePod.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Oh, welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 466, Mark of the Devil. Oh, 200 away. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
Take me down to the very last city, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Now you got
Very
the song in
last
my-
city?
Yeah, it's very last city. Where the grass is green, the girls are pretty. You got that song in my head
All
before.
right, we're going to the very last city.
Yep,
What's its name?
Paradise City. It's very odd. Anyways, Blake, welcome.
Very good. Hello.
It's a small group this week.
Small.
Brian is, he was enlisted. He actually has syphilis this week, so he'll be back next week.
He was enlisted and has syphilis.
Yes. He was enlisted in a lab study for syphilis.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
And Jim, he is forsaken us to be a golfer, and he was also suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't,
Can't
rent
come
here.
this week.
Something about losing his balls.
Yes, I can't make it this week. Yeah, you're suspended. You can't rent here. It's kind of like Nick Aldis, NWA wrestler, not the rap group, the wrestler. He's been with them for years. He was a heavyweight champion for them for like 3 years. And he's
In a
like,
row?
Yeah. Thank you. And he just wrote that his contract's up on December 31st. And he wrote, just to let everybody know, I appreciate my time at NWA. That's the one owned by Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh.
So
I see. Not Ice Cube?
no, not Ice Cube. And he's like, I'm going to be a free agent. I'm going to fulfill my duties, my contract. But I'm a free agent starting January 1st. Literally 3 hours later, Billy Corgan, you're suspended. You won't be at the pay-per-views or the wrestling events. He's like, okay. I was just,
Wow.
Oh, no, not that.
so you're paying me to stay home. Okay.
Suspended without pay.
Suspended with pay or
With
suspended
pay.
without pay?
Now with pay. Which makes it even funnier. It's like, okay, I don't have to put my body on the line for 2 months at the holidays. Thanks. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, hey, I'm going to be a free agent. You can't rent here anymore. Okay, fine.
It is a business. I mean, think about it. If you went into business, if you went into work and said, you know what, December 31st is my last day. I'm quitting January 1st. I'm going to go work for whoever I want. What would your business say?
There'd be a 2-month notice.
No, they would probably say, oh, that's okay. How much vacation time do you have left? Go ahead and take it. But when you're done, you'll be like, oh, yeah, by the way, here's your severance check.
Yeah. But I just like the...
Nope, every business I've ever worked for would want me to work the very last hour.
I just like the... you're suspended.
Yeah.
Why am I suspended?
Yeah, I mean, the best ones are where they let you take your vacation and you walk away.
Yeah.
And there are businesses that do that.
Yep.
You just got to find those, Jeff.
Mike,
But hold on, you really want to stay, though. You want to work at the business and stay there until you put your own terms down. And you find something new.
the company you and I used to work at 20 years ago, I put in for my 2 weeks, and they're like, well, you can either take the 2 weeks, you're either going to leave today, and they'll walk you out, or you can go to East Bufu for a catastrophe and go work in the field 60 hours a day for 2 weeks. I'll
Goodbye.
buy. And it was
And
Labor
we're like, do you have a box?
They did. And I was like, it's Labor Day weekend. I'm not working. I'm not going to like some small town in Florida to work and you would literally work 17, 18 hours a day.
And that's a gauge for the quality of what company you're actually working for.
Yes.
Well, the other one is if you have fiscal responsibilities, they don't want you, let me say, throwing money around where it shouldn't be going.
Yes.
So there is that risk as well. But normally that's like, okay, thank you very much. You know what? How much leave do you have on the books? No, that's good. Why don't you go ahead and take that leave and we'll cut you your last paycheck.
My biggest worry about that job that you and I used to work at was when you would go on those duties for 2 weeks, you would get paid really good money.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to honor that. I was expecting them to pay me my regular salary, so that was another thing. I did not trust them. Because what leverage do I have if I do it? They don't pay me the right money. What leverage do I have?
Yeah, you have no leverage.
Yeah.
Because you're already out the door.
Correct. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah. It's the same. It depends if you have, fiduciary responsibilities. That they don't want you fucking things up monetarily wise, which is understandable. But if they're a good company, they'll be like, okay, how much leave do you have? How many personal days, sick days? We'll just go ahead and take those. We'll send you your last check. See you later. And that's if you are leaving. Now, if it's against your will and they say, by the way, what's the wrestler's name?
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, by the way, we didn't want you advertising or saying that or doing whatever you want. But, okay, you're paid through, December 31st? Okay, stay at home and here's your paycheck through December 31st. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
Because basically he announced to everybody, fuck this, I'm going to be a free agent, I'm going to do whatever I want. And you're not showing, quote unquote, loyalty to the job.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So
maybe you should, learn to be a little more political in the future. But that's okay. Not everybody wants to. So there you go.
Speaking of next year, Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 22nd through 24th. Come on down.
We're gonna have a booth for career advice. Jason and I.
Hi. How you doing? We'll do mock interviews.
Mock exit interviews.
There you go.
Mock resignations. How should you handle your resignation?
Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com in like 3 months. People going to be there. Ross Marquand. Hayden Christensen.
Nope.
Archie Andrews.
The Harp Twins.
Frank Zappa.
He's dead.
Harp Twins.
Harp Twins.
Strange Harp Twin, I want to be your dad guy.
Yeah.
Harlan from Indiana.
Zeb Zappa? Is that one?
No, there's no Zed. There's a Dweezil.
Dweezil Zappa. How about Dweezil Zappa?
There's
He might
Moon
be
Unit.
there. I can't guarantee.
Moon Unit.
Yeah.
Is that the daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What was the other one? Zed? I thought Zed
No,
Zappa.
there was an Ahmet and a Diesel.
Ahmed,
Yeah.
that's right. Didn't you have a show on like Spike TV or Comedy Central?
It was on something.
Yeah. That did not last long.
No.
No.
So, but anyways, Matt Stryker, Nick Aldis. Why? Because Nick Aldis has nothing else better to do, I guess. He's a free
Yeah,
agent.
because they have all those wrestlers.
Yeah. So, and Martin Ball. So come on down.
Probably none of them will be there, but Hobie will.
Yeah, Hobie will be there, but yes. So September 22nd through the 24th. We'll teach a class on civility and exit interviews.
That's right. And is Richard Dreyfuss coming back next year?
I don't know. Well, I hope so.
I don't think his wife will let him.
Moving on. Anyways, let's see here. We had a Twitter poll of the week before we get into the week that was. If Jason, you can follow us at Hobie Pod, or no, what are we? Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. Also on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. If Jason were placed in a Dungeons and Dragons game, which character would he be? We talked about this a little bit last week.
We did. You put up the poll while we were recording last week.
In first, I'm sorry, the options are first, Sucky Bard, a terrible rogue, incompetent artificer?
Artificer.
Okay. And NPC, non-playable character.
No. Non-player character.
Oh, sorry. In last place, tied terrible rogue and incompetent artificer at 14% each. And winning, this was a come-from-behind victory. NPC beat Sucky Bard 43% to 29%. Well done. So I'm an NPC?
You're an NPC.
Okay. We do have...
They're pretty wild.
Let's see here. Hold on. I'm just looking here. We do have a response from Nikki at Pumazili. I'm listening far too late, but I think the multi-class option is correct. 1 level in Bard, 1 level in Rogue, and 1 level in Artificer. I think he will be this class, fares miserably, and tries the other one. He keeps going until inevitably he is killed by his traveling companions. What?
Yeah.
I could see it. I don't like this class. I'm going to do another one. I don't like that class. I'm going to do another one.
Let's see here. So there you go. Thanks, everyone. This weekend we were in Tennessee, and I played a lot of Dungeons & Dragons, Blake.
No, he didn't.
You did?
Yeah.
You played
Jeff
none.
got me hooked up. I was a bard. Then I was a rogue. Then I was an artificer. But yeah, it was exciting. Me and Brian played really good. We played 4 games. The one time
How many victories did you have?
6. And one time they asked us to be a vampire, and I did, and I won with a vampire. Right, Jeff?
Nope.
We did.
Don't remember any of that.
We did. We did play
Did you take your 7-sided die with you?
28-sided.
Oh,
It was 28. It was really
I
good.
see.
It was an exciting time. So
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear you had such a great time.
yeah,
I found out that's how he wins at Dungeons and Dragons is he's rolling a 28-sided die.
yes. I got a 7. I got a 27. Ha ha! You suck.
Aha!
I don't know why you wouldn't take a bigger die into the battle, right?
You're right. Everybody should take a D100.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't. Anyways. So, Blake, how are you?
I'm recovering from my weekend.
Where were you?
St. Augustine.
Okay. How was that?
It was a good time.
Good drinking?
Yes. I was under the horrible influence of old fraternity brothers.
Dr. Bednar?
No, Dr. Bednar. These were older guys.
Oh, okay.
Old guys.
Like 70.
Yeah.
Okay.
70, 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never went to the fraternity with them. You just caught on with these guys.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
It was a good time. I had too much bourbon.
Did you golf?
I can't put the liquor away like I used to. That's for damn sure. I passed up on golf so I can recover from the evening before.
You know you drank a lot when you're
Yes.
when you're like, I can't even golf. Forget
Yeah.
that.
Correct.
Okay.
Just let me sleep in, and on a weekend where you're consuming lots of alcohol, who in the hell schedules tea times at 7:30 in the morning?
Fuck that.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, on golf in general,
Seriously,
fuck that.
well,
But
yeah.
yes,
I'm about to
7:30.
say, that's my problem. I just always like too drunk or too hungover. That's why I can't golf.
Yeah.
Yes. Your raptor arms don't help either.
Or the fact that I suck at the game and don't care to improve.
But it was an educational weekend. I could tell you everything about the Castillo in St. Augustine in Florida. You know, how it went from, Spaniard to British to Spaniard to American colony.
Okay.
All that fun stuff.
So it's like you're on a history podcast.
Yeah.
We need to find one of those for you to get on.
Yeah, I know. I got all this wonderful information of how, East and West Florida were the 14th and 15th colonies. Mm-hmm. We forget about all that because we only count up to 13.
That's true. Well, after 13, do they count?
Well, yeah, technically they did.
I mean, they did count because there were 14 and 15. How many
Yeah.
colonies were there?
Well,
21?
as I learned, at least 15.
412, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, if you count
That's a lot of
south,
colonies.
if you count south of the St. Lawrence River, down to the Gulf of Mexico.
You know what? Let me ask you this. The St. Lawrence Seaway, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm so effing tired of hearing about that thing. You know what?
That's a sentence I didn't think I'd ever hear. I'm so tired of hearing about the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Oh,
gee.
it's so great. You could take it from the ocean to the Great Lakes. Oh.
Let's just say this. Growing up,
Ooh, there's a Niagara Falls on there. Ooh.
let me explain this. Every time in school,
Yeah.
they would always talk about, the St. Lawrence Seaway. Oh, my God. I don't care. I'm still resenting that from my high school and junior high days. I don't care about the St. Lawrence Seaway.
I thought the
don't.
St. Lawrence Seaway would be more important in Canadian history than ours.
You would think, but no. I also took Ohio history, too.
Yeah.
And they talked about it up there. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Canal this, canal that.
And it was so important during the French and Indian War. Okay, here we go. Oh, my gosh. fucking St. Lawrence Seaway. I'm so tired of hearing
right.
about it.
You heard about it
You got
in
it.
a class 20 years ago,
25.
25 years ago.
You got the St. Lawrence, you're on my list. St. Lawrence Seaway. Mm-hmm. Done.
Was that like the Chris Jericho list?
Yes.
You're putting the St. Lawrence Seaway on yours?
Ryan's list in The Office when he came back.
Who owns the St. Lawrence Seaway? Is that like a 50-50 project between U.S. and Canada?
Who the hell cares?
Or is it like an Ohio River, scam where Kentucky actually owns it?
I think it's more in Canada, but some of the U.S. owns some of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But to be honest, Kentucky doesn't own the entire river since they dammed it and put in the locks and everything. The river has rose, but the Supreme Court ruled that it was the original banks of the Ohio. So when the river rose, Kentucky didn't steal the land from the other states. They still get. That's why Indiana is allowed to do their riverboat gambling on the Ohio River because they still own, 20 feet into the river or whatever it is.
Yeah. No, I know. We tried to give Toledo away, but there was an
we
Ohio
fought for
president
Toledo.
that kept Toledo.
We fought
If there
for
was
it.
only a Michigan president in the office at the time, then we would have been able to, give Toledo away.
Toledo never had a lake catch fire to destroy its city, though, like Cleveland.
No, river,
Whatever.
not a lakefront. A
And it
river
really
caught
didn't
on fire.
It didn't ruin the city.
It tried.
It stayed contained into
That
the
river was like, screw Cleveland, we're going to burn it to the ground.
Yeah,
And then it got
it's
together.
True.
It got together with the St. Lawrence Seaway and say,
That's right.
how do we do this?
That's right. And it was no New York Love Canal.
No.
Let's say that.
No. I mean, at least you didn't have a cow burn your city down.
That's right.
Those cows are pissed.
Cows kicking over lanterns.
Yeah. Give us. They didn't give us a good stable. Time to kill it. Burn the city.
Fuck this lamp.
Hey, Betsy. They didn't give us a stable. They're going to send us to the slaughter yards.
I'm kicking this lamp over. Fuck them all.
Burn this motherfucker to the ground. Moo.
We're gonna burn this motherfucking down. We're gonna burn this fucker to the ground.
That's what that song's based on.
Yeah,
Chicago.
that's what I knew it was. Yeah, I knew it. That's what the lyrics say.
Let the motherfucker burn. Anyways, moving on.
I thought we were just going to spend the next hour and a half talking about.
St. Lawrence Seaway. At the very end of the St. Lawrence Seaway,
Yes.
out past Nova Scotia, is Oak Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
It all connects.
all that treasure that was coming out of there ended up at Oak Island at some point in time.
Yeah.
That's
Is there
right.
treasure at Oak Island? I don't think there is.
We're going to find out later this month because
Is it back?
Season 10 starts up, baby.
Oh my god, I thought it would be like season 18 or something.
It all depends on how you define treasure.
That's right.
Button lint. Or button lint. Belly lint.
Belly lint, then yes, there's plenty of treasure there.
Buttons and baubles
Buttons. Bobbleheads.
and buried wood.
Oh my god, it's a Jason Kendall bobblehead.
Yeah.
Anyways. How'd the Browns do this weekend? They
Oak
lose?
Island, baby. We didn't lose this weekend.
Did you tie?
Didn't tie this weekend.
Win?
And we didn't win this weekend.
Oh, okay.
They were on bye.
Oh.
We were on a bye. After that Bengal victory, we had to take a week off.
I don't blame you.
On a surprising point, Baker Mayfield looked really good for Carolina in
He's a
second half
backup.
garbage time.
Yeah.
And supposedly the Browns have now traded 6 first-round picks to get him. So that's
Oh,
the
to bring
rumor.
him back.
Yes, to bring him back.
In case Deshaun,
Yes.
in case Deshaun bombs or gets caught with another masseuse.
Another? It's like a dozen more. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, one more. What am I thinking? He's at least 2 dozen.
Him and the St. Lawrence Seaway can go to hell.
That's right. Hey, you know what Deshaun's lawyer says?
He made the list, too.
Happy endings aren't illegal.
Oh, jeez.
He's so stupid.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
His
my
attorney
God.
said that.
Oh,
and that's when you're
my
like,
God.
yeah, can I cancel this retainer fee and put a deposit down for somebody else, please?
Jeff, how you doing over there?
Or as one case, he's claiming it's unrequited love.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he fell in love with one of the masseuses?
No, one of the masseuses claimed to. Well, he says one of the masseuses fell in love with him. And he
She doesn't
rebuffed
know
her.
it. She doesn't
He
know it.
rebuffed her, and and then therefore all these problems with her came out, etc.
Maybe 24 of them fell in love with her.
Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe I would believe him if there wasn't 36 other masseuses saying the opposite.
Sometimes when there's a lot of smoke, there's a fire.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
little bit.
But speaking of unrequited love,
Yes.
that reminds me of Jason C. Brown,
Yes. Director to the stars.
director of The Stars,
Jeff, you saw a movie this weekend?
former Canadian of the Year.
I did.
What was he in? Well, worked on.
He worked on Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Yes. And I tried sharing that story with you, but for some reason, Messenger was
Messing
fucking
up.
up. I
Well,
have
what
no
it
idea.
is you were sharing a story with someone who isn't sharing stories with us.
But you should be able to share content, and that's what I thought I was sharing.
If
Who
you're
are you,
taking the
Elon
content
Musk?
from someone's page that doesn't share with us,
Okay.
then you can't share it with us.
So,
All right, so JCB's got to fix that.
can we get Jason C. Brown on the show?
I'll reach out to him and ask if he's got time to talk to us little people.
Yeah. He doesn't have to be on for the whole show, like a half hour, 40 minutes. We'll talk to him.
Although he is a fan of the show,
Yes.
a podcast. It's on his IMDb page.
It is on his IMDb page. Go see it. Jason C. Brown. He was in Avatar, or worked on Avatar.
Now, he also got to work on the sequel upcoming, right?
Yeah.
We think so. So what do you think about Weird, the Weird Al Yankovic story?
Weird was fun.
Okay.
It
Which is what an Al
Based on a
Yankovic
true
movie
story,
should be,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
and it was the true story of how Weird Al got in his career and his love life and all that stuff.
What was his first mock hit? Was it My Bologna? My Bologna.
I think Another One Rides the Bus was his first hit.
Another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus.
That's the one I think it was. Yeah, they just banged on his
Okay.
accordion case for the drums. And and I will say, Rainn Wilson made a great Dr. Demento.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know he was in the movie.
he plays Dr.
But
Demento
it's
in the movie.
Dr. Demento. Does he do a good job, apparently, yeah?
I mean, at first I thought, did they get the real Dr. Demento? Oh, that's Rainn Wilson.
Oh, cool.
Do you think he's able to live off the residuals at The Office? Any of those guys?
I think unless they shit away their money, they should all be able to live off the residuals.
Okay. Because Kevin from The Office,
Well,
he's making like $1 million on Cameo a year.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if he's making decent money, or is it just...
Well, Rainn Wilson is one of the named stars
Yeah.
of it, name in the credits, so he obviously was going to get more money.
Yeah.
The other guys,
Kevin and everybody else were kind of like the others.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. That's at least he'll get enough that it should subsidize his income well.
As long as he's not, spending on cocaine and hookers.
See. Can I do bullshit things for $1 million a year? Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah. But he puts effort into his cameos. I'll give him props.
Well, you should if you want to. You should if you want to make money.
Yeah.
Or else nobody would buy them.
I see nothing wrong with that.
Does he sell his own chili recipe?
That would be great.
He should put out his own chili.
I believe there is a Funko Pop of him with the chili.
That would be great.
I believe there is.
I think there is some recipe out there for Kevin's chili, but
There is a recipe out there.
yeah.
Yeah, you see, maybe he should get out and market that and sell it in stores. I mean, I know people would probably buy it.
Oh, I think in a heartbeat.
10%, 10%.
There is a Kevin Malone
I'll take 10%. Thank you.
Funko Pop of him holding chili. That is pretty good. I like that.
But he didn't
Cool.
spill it yet.
He didn't spill it yet.
If
still-
the can spills, that would be even funnier.
It's $11.99 on eBay with $6.75 in shipping. Just to let you guys know. I was watching G4 TV on YouTube TV before it goes off the air, and I wasn't watching. I had it on in the background. Was working. Starcade was a game show from 1983 where people would play arcade games against each other, and the points you get in the arcade games you add up after like 4 rounds, and that's who wins. Have you ever seen it?
Oh yeah, was it Jeff Edwards?
Yes.
Is that the host?
Yeah. He was like 70.
Oh yeah, he was old. He
Yeah.
probably didn't understand the video games, but
But he
was the host.
tried. But it was funny. Like, you would have, like, it was open season. You would have a 7-year-old playing against a 35-year-old. And it was just weird. Like, my wife looked at it, she's like, Hi, just come jump in my van over here, little boy. I'm going to fight you. But it was very creepy, but...
I will beat you in Donkey Kong.
It was funny, though, because they got to pick their 4 arcade games beforehand, then there was a mystery one. And it was great because you would see what they would win. The big prize at the end of the season, the tournament, was a robot that you had at your house that you could program to pick up the newspaper and talk to you. And it was...
Was that like Rocky's robot?
I think... No, not that big.
Oh, okay.
It kind of looked like a trash can. And it moved... And I'm like, how? First off, I want to know how long it took in 1983 to program this. Like, how, on your Commodore 64C. Like, how long would it take?
Arrow up, arrow up, arrow up, arrow right, arrow right, arrow right, arrow left, arrows up, arrow up, arrow up, arrow up.
Repeat
Stop.
5,000 times. That would be it.
Arrow back, arrow back, arrow back.
And what does it do? Hi. Damn it. But they're like, and so they tried to show like the...
Bitty, 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 bitty. What the fuck?
They tried to show like it talk, and they're like, oh, Mr. Robot or whatever, please, what would you like to say? Good luck to the contestants. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, it learns too. I was like, does it? Because this was 1983. I don't think it really is learning.
1983 AI.
But it was fantastic. I will say most of the games, though, or most of the shows, at the end, you would win the arcade game, like an arcade game. So that was kind of cool. But long story short,
Too late.
there's a lot of crappy arcade games that they played.
And I probably loved them all.
Zookeeper. Does anybody remember
I
Zookeeper?
can't even
Do
remember.
not
that
remember
game.
Zuki.
You had to run around like this square or rectangle and like building bricks, and like there would be holes in it, and like animals would come out. You would have to catch them with
Animals
a net.
would come out, or little boys would go into the gorilla cage.
No, they would not do that. That's Harambe's Revenge.
Oh.
That's coming to Xbox next
There
year.
you go.
But yeah, there was a lot of bad. Buck Rogers. There was a Buck Rogers game.
I don't even remember what Buck Rogers' game would be.
It looked like the Star Trek game and the Star Wars game, and it looked like all of those. They did play Star Trek. I guess there was the Star Trek game. You could like dock at one of the space stations and refuel. And
Is that like Lunar Lander with that little Lunar Lander thing that's falling?
you basically
try and
ran-
rotate it and land.
You did. And then there's other spots that you would shoot the bad guys at, the Klingons. But the best part is, like the one game I was watching, they're like playing the Star Trek, and they're like, well, this is like 10-year-old kid. How do you like Star Trek? I don't like it. I'm not good at it. And he's like, okay, well, just do your best. Literally, he was dead within 10 seconds because he kept blowing up the space station that was trying to refuel him. He just kept shit. And Jeff Edwards, the host, is like, you're blowing up the space station. You can't do that. Oh. He would blow it up. Then he goes to the next one, blows that one up. He's like, you're shooting the space station. You got 20 points. Thank you.
You're killing all the civilians.
I was like, well, that's a future serial killer right there.
I like it.
But yeah, I would say go check it out, but G4 is now defunct starting tomorrow. No longer available.
Well, geez, a bit late for that.
I know.
Well, I guess I can't go watch that now.
Starcade, though, was fun if you can watch it on YouTube. So it was just kind of funny to see, like, the games. And then my wife's like, don't you get mad at the kids for them watching YouTube of people playing video games now? And I'm like, shit. I'm watching the same exact thing. They're playing video games on their arcade.
No, it is not the same exact thing. These people are competing against each other in multiple games for a very short period of time.
That is true.
It's just not watching the one guy go out and
Continue
his adventure.
It is pretty good. I saw a great meme about, it was a Gen Xer thing saying, all you guys do is you sit around and you watch other people play video games online. That's stupid. And then the retort was, "What were you doing in 1982?" And there's an arcade where a guy's playing an arcade game with 20 kids around him, like watching.
Yep.
Like
We went outside to watch that.
We went outside.
we
down
actually had to leave
street,
the house to go watch video games. Other people play video games.
and you had to put a quarter on. I'm
Yeah.
next.
That's right. You had to put a quarter on. You couldn't.
Yeah,
buy
you put a
game.
quarter
That's
on, meaning you were intending to play. Usually
right.
these kids watching aren't intending to play. They just want to watch.
That's right.
One of the games they played on Starcade was Tron.
Yep.
A really good game.
Every time he got sucked up in that tractor beam thing,
Yeah.
I love spinning the wheel. So his one arm would go
Like around a circle.
around in a circle. The one with the laser gun or whatever.
Well, the host was like, "Oh, we don't know which one you're going to be, playing."
Yeah.
And it gets into the laser cycle one, and they're like, "Oh, this is a great one." Literally, game's over in 5 seconds. The guy made him run into a wall. I'm like, what? Well, that was it.
That's awesome.
Jeff, anything you watched?
I sucked at the laser cycle. I could never get it to.
I love the laser cycle. It's
I,
the other shit
I would be the
couldn't
guy
get out.
running into the wall within 5 seconds.
Arcade One Up, the ones that make the home arcades like reasonably priced. They have Tron out now.
Yeah.
So keep waiting for them to go really cheap on NBA Jam.
Wasn't there kind of like a shooting at the core AI,
Yep.
which was kind of like a
It's like a Yar's Revenge type thing.
Yar's Revenge kind of thing, but you're shooting it on what was
It wasn't as good. You had a figure pointing his.
Yeah, that's the little thing you would spin around,
Yeah.
little finger pointing to shoot.
Yep. Yep.
It's almost kind of like a little breakout. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There was 4 games that they had to play
Yeah,
to beat it. So there you go. That was my exciting weekend.
cool.
Let's see here. Anything else? Anybody? No. Okay.
Well, we did watch like the first season of Blossom.
We did binge watch Blossom. Much better than we thought.
Much better when you turn it into a drinking game.
Yes. So what was the drinking game, Jeff?
Anytime a star celebrity or something,
From the future.
or even the past.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like Sonny Bono counted.
Little Richard.
You know, whenever there was a celebrity or an actor who we noticed who went on to do other things, guests, we had to take a drink.
Yep. Shots usually. But yeah. Little Richard. We had, who else was it? There was a lot of good ones.
And I'm not remembering any of them.
Damn it. We had a lot of good ones. Tobey Maguire was a kid in the background. He was credited on there.
Johnny Galecki.
Yep, Johnny Galecki was in there. But it was ahead of its time, I have to admit. Joey Lawrence, he was on there.
Oh, yeah, he was always on there. He was one of the main.
Whoa.
But Matthew Lawrence and Andrew Lawrence were also on there, too.
Oh, were they?
They played Joey's character as younger versions
Oh,
in the flashback or the episode.
gotcha. So, go watch Blossom. It's on Amazon, I think.
I think it was Amazon.
Yeah. I watched News Radio. Binge watched some News Radio. Great show. And I think you had My Name is Earl on there sometimes.
Well, we did watch some My Name is Earl. Great show. If you haven't watched it, Jason, you
I have
should
not
probably
watched
watch it because it's fun.
Fun fact, it was supposed to be named My Name is Carl.
No, it was always My Name is Earl, but Earl's name was supposed to be Carl
Oh, Carl.
because his father was Carl and he was going to be Carl Jr. But there was a smudge on the paper, so the C looked like an E.
Gotcha. My name is Carl. Carl. Speaking of Carl, did you know Blake, The Walking Dead, is in its final season?
I don't care.
The promotion for The Walking Dead is amazing. If you've only seen one season or one episode, see how it all ends. It's like,
Why don't somebody just tell me how it ends? Save my time. Save my time.
well, they're like, BuzzFeed or one of them's like, Variety, the shocking death this week in Walking Dead. I don't care.
Don't care.
No.
Zombies.
Eh.
I gave up caring several seasons ago.
Yeah. I want to go back to watch it.
So you're saying I was just ahead of the curve when I gave up watching it?
No, you were smart.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you
Maybe
saved a
maybe
lot
I
of time.
will go back and binge watch some Walking Dead.
Yeah, there's some
Maybe.
stuff that was cool. Then it just got dragged out and whatever.
Hey, we have that construction equipment right there that runs.
Yeah.
You think we should build a moat? Nah. You think we should put some spikes in it? Nah. We're just going to let it sit there.
So better or worse than the drop-off of Game of Thrones?
Oh.
I was more emotionally invested in Game of Thrones, so those last 2 seasons made me very, very angry.
You know that one?
Yeah, the best meme is, where they're showing Jon Snow. The best reveal is Jon Snow is actually Aegon Targaryen, which means absolutely nothing.
I really was excited about a second season of Walking Dead when they stayed on the farm for the whole fucking season. Hey,
where's that little girl? She's in the barn.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe you should check the barn. No, we're not checking that.
Look at the barn.
No. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. That old man says not to look at it. Oh, that seems legit.
The Last of Us is coming out on HBO.
Yes, January.
Yeah. So what do you think the excitement is for that as compared to The Walking Dead or
well the
Tales
shocking
of the
news
Walking
is
Dead?
Warner Brothers HBO Discovery, whatever
Fear
it's called.
The Walking Dead.
They already canceled it.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be on their network.
Nah, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care. Hey, you know that show? Canceled.
The next to The Last of Us. That's going to be the sequel.
The sequel. I figure The Last of Us. I'll watch it. I think because HBO will have like a set number of seasons.
Yeah. How many television shows or movies based off of video games have actually been successful? I think it's a low percentage, isn't it?
Netflix is coming out
It's definitely
with
low percentage.
Gears of War movie that they've been trying to work on for like 20 years.
Which one?
Gears of War. Oh. It's the Xbox one where you're Marcus Fenix, you're attacking aliens, you can chainsaw their heads off.
Yeah.
Animated
Yeah,
film.
I purposely never played that game.
That game wasn't bad, but then like it was repetitive by the third game.
All right. So, movie I do want to see is the remake or adaptation of All Quiet on the Western Front.
That just came out, didn't it?
Yeah. So it's a great book. If you never read it,
is a good book.
a short read too because it's not super thick. And
Yep.
And it's does a very good job of the main character and what it's really like. Which was the whole point of how it affects him, his life, and everything else, and the quote unquote non-glorious part of war, which are led to be glorious, right? And then which is a big theme in World War I. It's like, go do all these things for your country, and you get there and you
I did not sign up for
treated
this.
like shit. You die. I mean, the whole history of World War I. If you go into the number of deaths
for 2 years and then die.
Well, if you're lucky, you die before the end of 2 years because those 2 years are pure hell. But it talks about, kind of one of the interesting books that talks about, kind of like post-traumatic stress and the alienation of all that kind of stuff. Of you going back into a civilian society, not who don't understand what they were going through and what they're doing on the front. But, so it is kind of cool. He goes back and he talks to like his former teacher and students, and they're all like gung-ho, do the war stuff. And he wants to tell, he's like, dude, it's not all that. Trust me, it's hell. But I did read a review kind of like along as like, great war porn. Misses the entire meaning of the book from the beginning. It's like, great war porn, not what the book intended. I was like, ugh.
Short book, 6 hour long movie.
No, Jackson did not do this one.
Oh, okay.
No.
I am interested.
Three 3-hour-long episodes of the movie.
My bad.
Yeah,
I do want to see it
correct.
because I saw it came out.
But the thing is, if you ever get the chance, it is a good book to read.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
And the original movie was kind of a little more truer to it, but not maybe as exciting. Mm-hmm. But it did touch on a lot of the themes that the book was about. So they're like, so I saw they're doing a remake. That'd be awesome. And I forget this English professor wrote this piece about great war porn misses the point entirely. I'm like,
Actually, it takes place in 2018 too. Really odd. Really odd.
Yeah.
Forget 1918. 2018.
That's right. The
different Western front.
That's right.
Yes.
Not to be outdone by the English in one long take in Dunkirk. They decided to do one continual take with the Germans. Just so they can one up the English.
My son was talking about World War One.
Yeah.
And he was talking to my wife and I just recently, and basically it came down to why isn't that talked about as much as the Second World War?
because we were late to the show, and it was very Eurocentric up to a point until it started to affect us, which really wasn't that much because at that time, the international trade and everything else, and of course they were the U-boats came in and they start sinking our commerce, and they're like, hey, what's up with that? But Dan Carlin, Hardcore History's got a great fucking long ass several episode podcast talking about, the origin and how basically when the war first started, I mean, the French were still like in late 1800s uniforms when this shit broke out. And they were talking about, just the long line that went for miles of the infantry before the invasion and how it took basically all day just to get everybody lined up and then start moving. I mean, seriously, the logistics is just insane or crazy with it. And of course, all the, the treaties, the nationalism, everything that, goes into it. It's such a complicated war, really. And it's great to, read about the strategies and, let's do and how they got entrenched and then how to break the trenches and the new technologies, the planes, the tanks.
Because there was a lot of new technology.
They didn't know how to use it correctly.
Correct.
And then, they started adapting everything to it. And the reason the Americans don't know as much too about is, we just showed up for the last 2 hours of the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, here's our beer. Great, we're running out.
Well, the other comment, the one comment.
That's basically it.
The one comment that my wife and I also had was, you also have to realize, not only was it very Eurocentric, but it also, and this is not mean, but like, there's nobody left in that war that's alive to talk about it, right? World War II, you still have some survivors left. And I think that keeps it on the forefront.
And it's everything in our history, at least over here, right, on our side, is through the American eye lens.
Yeah.
It's through it's through our eyeglasses. Yeah. Looking at that. I mean, a lot of Americans don't understand about the Eastern Front in World War II.
Yeah.
And just how crazy Operation Barbarossa was, that the Germans pulled that off, and then how they could get basically to Moscow and Stalingrad and just the atrocities and everything that just happened in between. You never hear that.
No.
I mean, their battles were 2, 3 times, 4 times more infantry involved and much more horrific than our stuff. We just focus on our stuff because, oh, look, here we are. We did all this stuff. We built up for 2 years. Russia keep losing people. We'll just hold them there. And then we land. It's a success, and we push. We get a little push back, and then we run through, and we're like, oh, look how great we are. Again, same thing. We're late to the party. Here's our beer. Woohoo, we're saved. If the Japanese eventually brought us in with Pearl Harbor, but it's interesting if you look at that back up too.
Yeah, we got a ride here from Toyota. They brought us.
Yeah, but just going into it, they thought Yamamoto was insane with that battle plan and attack, and it's just a lot of history is just luck.
Because what
right
would have
place, right time, or wrong place, right time, or
what would have happened if
kind of
Pearl Harbor didn't happen? Like the Japanese were like, nah, fuck it, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
I think it was inevitable, but
it was inevitable because we're cutting off all their energy and we're cutting off all this stuff, and they got to the point where they thought they had to do something in order, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you read about the Eastern Front, and it's just insane. I mean, but same thing with a lot of like I do a lot of the stuff I know is because I've listened to Dan Carlin's 15-hour podcast, 20-hour podcast on this stuff over a course of a year and a half as he puts stuff on. He likes to go in all these different books, and he'll read passages, and he likes a lot of the first-person soldier experiences where they talk about, the horrors of war and the atrocities and, all that kind of stuff. So it's
the good news is, though, after World War I, the Germans learned their lesson. And they were fine after that.
Yeah, that one Adolphus painter.
Yeah.
Well, I think, as you said, why do we talk so much about World War II more than World War I? Also, is World War II has one specific evil enemy person that everyone points. It's like it's Adolf Hitler. He was evil. Blah blah blah. Everybody else,
a couple.
Everybody else,
the Axis powers.
Everybody else was helping Adolf.
Germany, Japan, Italy.
But Adolf was the guy. Where
and the little guys.
The bad guys were the people we fought against. But
Adolf was Palpatine,
Correct.
and Darth
Well,
Vader rolled into
I mean,
one.
You
it
are
was
correct.
just a
It-
big fucking mess of
Correct.
Of
Japanese Empire, the German, fascists. You're right. It's a bigger evil. We are more involved in it. Whereas World War One, we stayed out as long as possible, going, "Look, you guys are fucking this up. We don't want to do anything." Until we eventually, Woodrow Wilson, breaks the isolationist, foreign policy, and a lot of people, even at that point, still didn't want to go to war.
Oh, I think more didn't than did.
The world was much bigger and farther away.
Yeah.
20 years later, 30 years later, it's shrunk and it's more impersonal. And as you said, you're right. It's the evils were readily identifiable, whereas in the first one is just different alliances between who it is and
who you happen to sign an alliance with 5 years earlier.
Yeah,
Now, all of a sudden
and who do you happen to line up with through colonial history and identify with better?
So basically,
It's
so
like
basically, they were rehashing their high school days in World War One. Like, who was I friends with back then?
Yeah, who did I not like?
Yeah.
Who was in the other clubs that we hated?
That guy hit me
right.
on the golf team.
Who are the greasers and who are the straights? That's right. Who are the
You're a
sharks and the Jets?
Oh, I
But-
hated the French club.
But you're right. We just showed up with that extra 6-pack of beer to save the party in World War One, whereas in World War II we were the heroes on the coming in to save the day, more or less.
And Canada, guy like Canada.
And very much again, American centric,
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So to make
There's your
a long
history.
history story short, hey, we're a history podcast.
Look at that. And to farther, before we get into the listener feedback, fuck this St. Lawrence Seaway. Blake, let's do some listener feedback.
It's time for listener feedback.
The bomb listener feedback.
Bomb listener feedback.
Ooh, who's it sponsored by?
Hello, Jeff.
Oh, what's in the food this week?
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, what kind?
Pumpkin spice.
Nope, Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle. Oh.
We are trying Snickerdoodle Pop-Tarts this week.
We got an advanced box.
Yes. From Hello Jeff. And it doesn't look bad. Very, very breakable. Like
Yeah, crumbly. The crust is very crumbly.
Very crumbly. There's no icing
Falls
on top.
apart.
There's no icing.
No.
But there is like cinnamon and sugar sprinkled on the top.
I like icing on top of my
Small
Pop-Tart.
sugar grains.
Yeah.
Okay. The edge is very dry.
Very.
Uh-huh.
So let's hope when I get a piece with some of the middle filling, it's not quite as dry.
Good podcasting here. It's okay. Very dry, though. You're all right.
Very dry. You need milk or something.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you dip it in and it would crumble. That's the problem.
Yeah. I'm going to have to clean the table up because this thing crumbles so easily.
I know. I mean, I guess there's Snickerdoodle taste in it, but I don't think it's like overwhelming Snickerdoodle.
By snickerdoodle taste, you mean cinnamon sugar?
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, the cookie part doesn't really give me a cookie feel.
No. Very disappointing. Pop-Tarts. Do better. Come on. You can do better. I did not get a taste of eating Snickerdoodle with this. That's just my thought. Blake, what do you got for news of the or what do you got? Listener feedback.
We start with that one guy,
Number one fan.
A-pans?
Can't give yourself a nickname.
Big D,
Dad.
formerly
7.
known as.
There you go.
He says, Dear Abby. Oh, wait. Dear Abby answered this question, but I need Hobie's take on it. Jason has article.
I do. So Doug sent me this article, and he wanted our take on it. So let me get this here. Dear Abby, I'm a middle-aged married man and father of 2. Although I work as a banker, I'm also an aspiring pianist. I've practiced 2 to 3 hours a day for many years. My music is unique, unlike anything you've ever heard.
Ooh, okay.
My wife of 18 years does not appreciate my music. She never comments on it, never pays a compliment, never supports me. I do receive praise from my transcriber, my recording editor, my audio engineer, strangers, friends, my parents, and my 8-year-old daughter. I'm tempted to call our marriage quits, but divorce, as we all know, is messy, and she's a good mother and homemaker. Okay? Something else that makes me want to leave is that I'm good with the ladies, and in the past, I've had more than my share of female companionship. The combination of a wife who doesn't appreciate my art and the temptation of once again being the stud I was, after I go through a minor makeover and some weight loss, and resuming those wonderful adventures, it's enough to incentive to end my marriage. Your thoughts? The other thing is, once my music starts hitting the streaming platforms, I expect great things. But since my wife... this is a real article they put. Since my wife is indifferent to my artistic pursuit, I'm conflicted about whether I should remain married to her or risk a lot by getting a divorce. Please help me make the right decision. Music maker in the East.
I feel sorry for his wife.
Dear music maker, you're full of shit. I'm hoping your wife realizes this and gets rid of you. And after a minor makeover and losing weight, I'll be the stud that I was.
But she's a good mother and homemaker.
Oh, that's good. I think this article was written in 1985. So what's our...
Oh, geez.
No, I'm kidding. It's recent.
Oh, I was going to say, what was the actual result?
She's like... She basically is like, you're full of shit.
His name was Kanye West. No, wait.
The answer from Dear Abby was, in short, you should keep with her because she obviously loves you.
Puts up with your shit.
And maybe you should, before jumping into that divorce and thinking you're a stud, maybe you should see if your music actually does hit. I was like, wow.
It's such a nice
But
answer.
I want to dump her before I'm rich so I don't have to pay her as much.
But
right.
his music is very unique.
Yeah.
Very.
And once it hits the streaming platforms, it's going to take off. Because you know how many concert pianists are top of the iTunes chart for music? Tons.
Dear Abby, I'm a middle-aged man and I want to be a YouTube star.
I play video games all day. My wife says, get a job. Should I leave?
I know I'll be famous. I just got to lose weight and get some makeup or get some cosmetic surgery.
And I need viewers.
Oh, yeah, I need likes and viewers.
I need like 2 million viewers. Anybody help me?
Oh, wait a minute. I need talent.
But I play video games all
What
day.
was the guy's name?
Music Maker in the East.
Music Maker in the East. I suggest you start an OnlyFans page and just take pictures of your butthole and put them up for sale.
Or toes.
Or toes. There you
Toes.
go.
So yeah.
Butt toes?
Butt toes, that's right.
Butt toes.
Yeah.
Butt toes.
Speaking as success for podcasters, I would say hold off. Don't get divorced. And just hold off.
You know, Jason, I think you should consider getting divorced before the podcast money really starts rolling in.
That would be good, but my wife is in control of the money. I don't know.
And the best part, since we don't have visual to go with the audio, you don't have to worry about losing weight or getting cosmetic surgery.
No, they're fine.
Yeah.
On the funny side, I used to work with somebody years and years ago. Still, not when they were popular. She quit her job to be a blogger. She thought she was going to be famous.
Oh, God.
And that was like when blogging was not popular anymore. Yeah. It was still recent enough. And she ended up buying a second blog, like from someone. And now she works customer service. So, long story short.
Blogging is something you can do on the side while you maintain a paying job.
Yes.
And then if it blossoms into something, then you cash
The best
in.
part is she would have top 15 sites to visit in Italy. I've never been, but this is a good article.
Oh, my God.
So all it was sharing articles.
Yes.
Like, you mean what everyone does on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically what she should have done was wait for OnlyFans and start selling pictures of her butthole.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Butt toes.
Butt toes.
Butt toes. What else you got, Blake?
I was going to make intern Brian read his own damn feedback, but I'll read it for him this week because in 2 weeks we'll forget.
Yep.
Since you didn't read my top 5 worst items to get for trick-or-treating, here it is again. 5, Smarties. 4,
Love them.
Dum-Dums.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Dum-Dums aren't great to get.
Yeah. But I do see what he was doing. Smarties, Dum-Dums.
Oh, I didn't
See?
get it. Oh, he's being more clever on me.
Plain M&Ms.
No, I agree. Plain M&Ms are terrible.
I like the peanut butter ones.
I'll eat them all. I don't give a fuck.
But if I'm eating the plain, I have to put something out, like eat them with
Really?
peanuts or with, what do you call it, the Reese PCs or something.
Oh, okay. I like to, randomly reach into the little bag and see what colors are left. When I'm done. Like, what is the last color? And the last color, last M&M, that color wins.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah. 2, like everybody else said, those orange and black things
Love them. Give
that
them
look
all to
like
me.
dried wood.
Ugh.
It's peanut butter taffy. I mean, come on.
Speaking of taffy,
Speaking of taffy, number 1, pink Starburst. It's garbage taffy.
how dare you?
Well,
The
pink
red
is
ones are
the
good.
worst flavor.
No, red. Red is good. Pink is good.
Red's the best. Pink's the worst. Red, yellow, orange, pink.
Yellow's the worst.
Oh, yellow's great.
We should do a top 5.
Of the 4 flavors.
Oh, you're on my list. You took it off my board.
So, anyways, from Canadians of the Year, a Canadian of the Year, Jason is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Is the number 1 Halloween costume in Canada.
Yes.
What other costumes do you think were in the top sellers in Canada?
Fake news.
Moose.
I said fake news.
No, moose.
Fake news.
I'm giving you the answers.
Oh.
Moose.
Beaver.
Like a two-headed, the two-part moose. Beaver. Mounties. Seals.
Jailed Freedom Trucker.
No. That's a good one. Hockey player. With or without teeth. Doesn't matter.
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right is a good one. Great movie with Brandon Fraser.
How do you know if it's Dudley Do-Right versus just a Mountie?
Well, they both have success rates, so never mind.
For the women, Penelope.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think what else is up there. Sap. Not Warren Sap, but like sap from a tree. Syrup.
Oh, Maple Syrup Collector.
Yeah, there you go. Lumberjacks.
Yeah.
What else is up there that we can make fun of that's stereotypical?
Oh, yeah. Stereotype.
I mean, you can make fun of America because, well...
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Lost British Explorer from the 1800s?
Wait a minute. Is that on Oak Island?
No, that's
Oh.
I
treasure.
think he's referring to the British explorers who got lost in Canada. Like,
Lost and died looking
Henry
for the
Hudson
northwest,
and-
looking for the Northwest Passage. Yeah.
The worst one is the St. Lawrence Seaway costume. Fuck that thing. Michael Moore. There's a Michael Moore costume.
oh, yeah, they love Michael Moore.
They do. There's also a Joshua Jackson costume, too, from Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait for our
And
lives
Deadpool.
to be over. And Deadpool, yeah, it's a good call.
The Michael J. Fox suit and mask worked out pretty well.
Did. Never mind. I'm not saying it. Moving on. We're going to the next question from Superiority Complex next week when everyone's here.
Okay, good, because I had a lot of problems coming up with something other than Gringo Dingo.
Moving on.
All right.
You'll get it next week with the question.
This part of free advertising and listener feedback is sponsored by Steve at Everything I Learned from Movies, EILFM. He says, are you excited for the EILFM Cock Rings next Comic Expo?
What?
Yeah, from Jim's Care Package.
Oh,
No Nut November.
that's true. I'm not excited about that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are excited.
I don't think
about it.
anyone's excited about it.
They're not used, so that's good.
You can promise that?
No.
It's going to give for hymns a lot of run for their money. That's what I heard.
Jim is in bed right now, just crying for no.
And he's lost all his balls.
That's right.
No, actually, that's not what Steve said.
Oh, what did he say?
Steve actually said, are you excited for Dinovember? Over at our podcast, Everything I Learned from Movies.
Yes, go listen to Steve and Izzy. Their favorite one is Carnosaur. They liked it better than Jurassic Park. So just go ahead and listen to that.
So by it being Dinovember, does that mean it's Democrat in name only?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was about Jurassic Park shit.
They're doing Bulworth. They're doing
Wag the tail.
wag the
Wag the dog.
wag the dog.
Wag the dog. Yeah, sorry.
Head
Wag
of
the
state.
tail.
Head of state. You know this song. I don't know what another one is.
True Colors.
True colors.
Primary colors.
Primary
That's it.
colors.
Primary Colors.
I like True Colors better.
True colors.
True colors shining through. I see your true colors. I don't know the rest of it.
Yeah. Next week, Steve
Yes.
at EILFM with Hobie promo code for Izzy is a muzzle featuring Jason's mouth on the outside. There you go. That's right.
Hang on.
Normally we just call those like ball gags, but if you want to call it a muzzle, go ahead.
The Gibbs' favorite article of clothing.
Finally, we're going to wrap this up with that one guy, Professor Number One at DR Number One. Says, what celebrity are you surprised that is still alive? Last week I would have said Jerry Lee Lewis.
I'm going to say...
You know what I'll say? Because it just came up a couple weeks ago. Henry Kissinger is still alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's right, because they did a 60 Minutes interview with him. Oh, no, Good Morning America. George Stephanopoulos did an interview with him last year, or earlier this year. That's right. And my wife and I were like, oh, my God. That went over about as well as you think. It would go over with a 205-year-old man.
Oh, was he the mastermind strategist for the withdrawal from Afghanistan?
He's like, "Aw," and God bless him, but like, it's not a good interview. Please explain that to us, Henry.
Yeah.
Well, he was like...
I thought you were going to say, please explain my joke. Oh. No, but I'll spare you.
Kissinger is like, when he was young, was like the driest speaker out there and monotone with the heavy accent. That
112 years later is not nice to him.
No. And then there was that whole Cambodia scandal.
Allegedly.
In Laos.
Allegedly.
I don't think it's allegedly.
I think it is.
But anyways.
America.
So
there you go. I'm with you, Henry Kissinger.
We had a discussion. Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yes.
And he's going to be 100 in 4 years. He's 96 years old.
I'm going with Steve Martin. And I like him. But I always expect...
What?
He's not that old. Just because he went prematurely gray.
He seems like he's been around for a long time. Sorry. My bad. Lorne Michaels, can we do that?
Yeah.
Sure, you can.
Okay. Those are my good picks.
Artie Lang.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you want to call what he's doing living.
Yeah. I'm Artie Lang's a good one. And then you got the typical Mick Jagger, Courtney Love. You know. Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm. Keith Richards, obviously. Yeah.
Correct.
He's in that Artie Lang category.
You know what? Another one? Steven Tyler. I'm shocked that guy's still alive. And Paul McCartney. In all honesty.
Yeah, he's
Well, what about Ringo? He was the oldest of the Beatles, and he's still alive.
Yeah, but he looks good.
Yeah, he still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like he's still got a...
Is Ringo the one that looks like George Carlin?
Sure.
If you mean they
With
both
hair?
played Mr. Conductor
Yes.
on Shining Time Station, yes.
Thank you. Just making sure.
No, Jason, there's only one monkey left alive.
Oh. Last train to Clarksville, and you'll
Mickey
meet you at
Dolenz.
the station.
Which, according to at the Beatles Festival, because Mickey Dolenz was on the Peace Cruise, which is a big thing that's tied to the Beatles Festival, 60s music. So talking to people that have met Mickey Dolenz on the cruise, apparently, allegedly, not a very nice guy.
Yeah. I see
And an awful drunk. A mean drunk.
I
Sorry
can see
to
him
hear
being
that.
bitter. I can see him being bitter.
Yeah.
I'm the last monkey alive. Why?
Why, God? Why am I the last one?
I was the biggest star in the world. 1967.
Big star in the world.
Now, he's the world.
In the world.
I had a good 7 years.
But then, man, think about it. If you're a, octogenarian stuck on a cruise, what the fuck else are you going to do except drink,
Correct.
and get laid by the 90-year-old chicks?
Well, you could be that terrible comedian that was on the cruise we went on.
Oh.
I mean, it's like, Shecky Green called. He wanted his jokes from the 30s back.
Speaking of bad jokes, we were in Tennessee, and they are the zeitgeist of pop culture. I will say that. They had a Red Skelton theater act, like a theater show. Red
Skelton back in the day, he was funny and popular.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was popular and funny.
It's funny
For
and
his
popular
time.
in the 50s.
For his time, yeah.
So it
We're
was
now in the 2020s, and
Who is seeing this? That's what I want to know.
Humor
Who the
may be a
fuck
little
is seeing
different 70 years later.
Who is seeing this show? That's what I want to know.
The octogenarians.
Are they? Because
People who watch documentaries
about Red Skelton.
about Red Skelton.
You know that Red Skelton was pretty good back in the day.
Bring back vaudeville.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. So good to see you. So good to meet you. Come on.
What the fuck's going on today?
Another obscure another obscure reference for the millennials and the Z generation.
Oh yeah, there's that frog from the CW. No, it wasn't that.
No, because the frog was from the WB.
That is true.
WB.
Oh, I heard they're talking about Paramount's talking about getting rid of CW.
They are.
Apparently, they said it hasn't been profitable since 2006.
They've canceled every show on there, and they're like, "We're going cheap." They just canceled Whose Line Is It, anyways? That cannot be that expensive of a show to film. We paid Wayne Brady $250,000. Everyone else $100,000. It's too expensive. It's not like you're adding like new scenery. It's the same prop.
I mean, you know, improv truly isn't really improv because you practice so much. You just go into bits that you've created before with everybody.
Correct.
But it still takes a level of talent.
I like the show. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Oh, it is
20
funny.
minute. Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes
improv
you hit it
is
out.
cool because sometimes you'll yell herpes at them and they'll have to act out herpes.
Let's see here. So here we go. Red Skelton
Right.
Tribute Theater.
My cocaine.
Red Skelton Tribute Theater. Brian Hoffman's Remembering Red, a tribute to Red Skelton, the longest running show at the Westin Las Vegas Hotel Casino,
Well, you know it's great now.
is now performing in beautiful Smoky Mountain, state of Tennessee. Pigeon Forge, this is capitalized and underlined.
Not
extremely
Not at Dollyland.
no.
All right.
Pigeon Forge's extremely family-friendly comedy show is a hilarious blast from the past and fun for all ages.
I just flew in and my arms are tired.
Woo! Take my wife, please.
Hey.
I'm trying to see how much the tickets are. Oh, my goodness. Oh, 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Who's going to a 2 p.m. show on Wednesday?
The octogenarians. I mean, it's right
right.
before dinner.
$40 our ticket.
Well, if he's opening for Mickey Dolenz, yeah, that sounds about right.
Last train to Clarksville, and I'll meet you at the station.
Oh, the octogenarians going for Mickey Dolenz, and I guess it's the nonagenarians going for for Red Skelton.
There's a 10 a.m. Saturday show. What the fuck?
That's dinner time. That's Blue Plate Special.
$40 a
I
ticket.
haven't woken up
It's
yet.
pre-nap. It's pre-nap performance.
And as an added bonus, come early and enjoy a half-hour pre-show video featuring celebrities, not here, from silver screen cars, games, and toys accompanied with music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
I remember Red Skelton, star of the world.
Biggest star in the world. If you get a VIP preferred seating and autograph photo, it's $40. Wow.
My
Can I get
dog,
Red Skelton's autograph?
my,
Just have a corpse. Here's a nervous hand.
my dog Blue.
You know what? Fix it with duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's red green.
Oh, my bad.
That's Red Skelton say.
I'd rather watch Red Green than Red Skelton.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I've seen Red Green. I'd still rather watch Red Skelton.
Correct.
I don't know about
Oh, you know what? That wasn't on the Canadian costume list. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
that. Anyways, we're going to skip the next question. Or should we do the next one?
No, we're done.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
How about riddle me this, Jeff? Give me a riddle me this.
Do we have
No, we
music
don't.
for that?
Just make up some music. We got a hockey game?
Yep.
Riddle me this. Somebody sends in a movie, book, whatever, a cast of characters, and we have to replace them with other characters, but we do it as a group. This is from Dev. Recast Multiplicity, the Michael Keaton film, where he makes clones of himself, with Ryan Reynolds characters.
I'm
I was
assuming
confused
each
by this.
clone is
Each
a different
clone is a Ryan
character?
Reynolds
Yes.
character?
Yes.
Yeah, because I had a hard time coming up with something.
Well, who's the smartest? Because they get dumber as they make more and more clones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because when you make a copy of a copy, it's nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
That's what the whole joke of multiplicity was.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Ryan Reynolds himself, the real actor. He plays himself. That's
Nope,
the
it says
smart
characters.
Oh, it's characters. Sorry.
Characters. How about the guy from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place?
You think he's the smartest?
Oh, he
Yeah, actually,
was a doctor or studying to be a
Okay.
doctor.
Then the next.
Either that or Van Wilder, because he's been in college for 7 years. So
No,
he's
no,
very educated.
I'm going with the doctor. That's a good one. And then the next one is Andrew Paxton, The Proposal. He was a pretty smart businessman in that.
No, he wasn't a businessman. He was a
Con artist?
no in the proposal.
Yeah.
He worked at the publishing.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, that's right. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so
His
never
dad
mind.
wanted him to take over the family business, but he was working in the publishing industry,
Fine.
trying to get his book published. He was writing a book.
Chris Brander in Just Friends with Amy Smart.
Okay.
So that's the next round.
You'd have to rank Deadpool up there.
Is he smart, though?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything I read about him in the
Or at
comics,
least he's
and that's
witty in the
Well, yeah.
movies.
fine. We'll do Deadpool.
Where would the Green Lantern character come in?
Well,
at?
I don't think we can fit all of his characters. There were only like 4.
Yeah. I would do Hal Jordan above Deadpool. Hal Jordan's smart from Green Lantern. What about
I mean, I know for the one at the end or something.
The dumbest?
Yeah, who would you put for the dumbest?
Hannibal King from Blade Trinity?
He wasn't dumb.
Oh, sorry, the movie was.
Yeah, I was Guy from Free Guy.
Oh, that's a good one. That
Oh,
is
I
the
like
last one.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would probably be the last. I'd give you that.
An innocent kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And how about Richard from Smoking Aces?
No.
No.
I mean,
Okay. I'm just giving you
I
options.
like Smoking Aces and all, but I don't think I would choose that character.
Okay.
Let's see.
So we got 4 of them right now. And Guy is the last one. I guess Deadpool could be Green after Green Lantern.
So we're putting Berg first
Yep.
from Two Guys and a Girl, followed by Green Lantern, followed by Deadpool, followed by Guy. That's how you want to do it?
I was going to do Chris Brander from Just Friends right below Two Guys and a Girl.
All right. So are we adding more clones in?
Okay, there's only 4?
There were only 4 as far as I remember in multiplicity.
Okay, then you're correct. Then your choice is correct. Okay, there you go, Dev.
Well, so are you putting Chris Brander in and
No,
taking
he's
out
out.
one of
He's
the
out.
superheroes? Because I would be fine leaving out Hal Jordan, to be honest.
Okay, let's leave out Hal Jordan. Fine. Then Deadpool.
So Berg, Chris Brander, Deadpool, Wade
Yep.
Wilson, and Guy.
Yep.
There you go, Dev.
like that shit.
Did we do good?
I'm sure he'll correct us next week if we didn't.
That's right. Jeff, give me news of geek music.
Dum 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 dum. News of the geek music.
Per Variety, Peacock, hey, we still have a streaming service, has given a straight-to-series order for Friday the 13th prequel, currently titled Crystal Lake.
Pass.
Exact plot details are being kept under wraps, although it's described...
Well, we already know what happened.
Correct. Well, no.
Counselors were screwing around or sun drowned.
But apparently they can't have Jason in this because they don't have the rights to Jason.
That's still up in the air. They're still fighting if they can
But
get
they can
baby
still get
Jason.
Jason's mom.
They get Jason's
Well, yeah,
mom.
it's Jason's mom.
Well, I have to.
The show will be written by Brian Fuller, who was a show he did, and also Victor Miller, who penned the original film in the franchise. He will executive produce. Quote, Friday the 13th is one of the most iconic horror franchises in movie history, and we are dying
Bump.
to revisit the story with the upcoming drama series Crystal Lake, said Susan Rovner, chairperson of entertainment content for NBC Universal Television and Streaming. Quote, we can't wait to get to work with Brian Fuller, a gifted visionary creator who I've had the pleasure of being a longtime friend and collaborator with. One of the few people also that has not been accused of being a horrible person. Let's see here. Miller and Toberoff, his attorney, were previously involved in a lengthy court case in an attempt to obtain the rights to the original film's screenplay for Miller. Second Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in Miller's favor in 2021, giving him the U.S. rights to the screenplay. Miller and Toberoff have non-exclusive foreign rights as well by bringing in Barzamian. The project has access to all of the other elements from the films. So they do, if they bring in the other winner, they can do everything.
They have to bring in somebody else to give his...
Yeah.
That's how that's working.
So the original Friday the 13th was released in 1980. Jason is a child who drowns at Camp Crystal Lake. His death leads his mother, Pamela, to seek revenge against the counselor she blamed for her son.
But you don't know it's her
Here's impressive.
until the end.
In 1980, it grossed nearly $60 million against a reported budget of $550,000.
That was actually, it was like one of those cultural movie moment deals.
We're
I mean,
gonna
it
get to that
started. It
later
kind
on,
of like
too.
started the whole slasher thing in the '80s, didn't it?
Halloween was
did in
first.
70s.
Halloween, okay, 70. Halloween
Yeah.
was 79,
78.
78.
I think it was 78.
I think it was 78.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
think we just
I'll look it
mentioned that like last week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot already.
But yeah, Friday the 13th helped with the... It kept the woods, like it started like the woods being, a scary place. And
1978.
Yep. You can also throw Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there. That helped too.
Oh, yeah, it was in
Yeah.
the 70s, too. That was pre-Friday the 13th.
Yep. I think it was pre-Halloween too, wasn't it?
Probably was.
I think it was
because it was such a low budget.
4 or 76.
72.
71 and a half.
1960.
5. I will say
Are we
Peacock,
bidding for something
Yes, $1. I will say that Peacock is becoming a good place for horror movies. I will give them that, if you're into that. But if you want horror movies and Office reruns, it's your place. And WWE Network, but
Yeah, sorry for coughing into the microphone.
that's right. Per comicbookresources.com, where Jeff gets all of his news from.
No, I don't.
New reports show that the viewership for Amazon Prime Video is The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Blake's favorite film of the show this year.
The colon rings of power?
Yes. Contracted every week during its inaugural 8-episode run. According to an analysis from Variety, Nielsen reports indicate that the show earned 1% fewer minutes streamed every consecutive week, with comparatively fewer viewers starting the show in the weeks after it premiered.
Yeah. Then I don't want to spoil things. The rest of this article then goes to defend, well, you really can't blame that, and you really don't know how to count, the viewerships, and then it was all this other stuff. And there's like, and then what are you writing this article for?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
they actually know how to count viewership because they keep track of how many streams they had.
Yeah, but here it comes in with Amazon and their authenticity because
Yes.
they
Oh, yeah,
spent
well.
$2 billion for this. And did you know?
They're making a second season right now.
Well, yeah. Well, did you know that they also canceled out, or removed? Well, on the one hand, they're touting, "Oh, we have a 8 out of 10 rating on our what was it, Amazon Prime ratings or reviews," but it also came to light that they were canceling and deleting all the negative reviews on the Lord of the Rings
They Elon Musked it.
or whatever they did.
They Elon Musked it.
But yeah, so then this calls into question again, okay, authenticity and integrity when it comes to promoting your show with reviews. If we have, this is our highest rated show, this year, but it's already been pointed out and discovered that you've been deleting negative reviews and therefore you're boosting your ratings up. And then why wouldn't you do it? Because you spent $2 billion on this. You don't want this to fail.
They
guess
can't make...
Part of the thing is...
Yeah.
I don't know. But the negative reviews, maybe they're canceling those of people who didn't actually watch
Well, their claim
movie
is, well, how...
or watch the show. Like, if it
But
wasn't
I
streamed
thought
from this
you
account
could-
and this account gives it a bad review.
But I thought but this is on its own rating system, right? Don't you have to watch the show in order to rate it?
Usually,
I
but I'm not 100%.
I think I can go in and put a star on some. I mean, I watched maybe a minute of it, and it sucked.
Yeah. I don't.
It
I don't
stinks.
But they know if you... I don't know.
You're right. But this is their own rating
obviously
system that they
people
have
are
on
running
there.
out spamming it with all bad
Yeah.
reviews to begin with.
But that's what they do.
So are the ones that they're removing, are they just removing the spam ones?
Because
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the whole integrity thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
according to Amazon, the Lord of the Rings prequel series saw an impressive 25 million viewers in the first 24 hours after its premiere.
Why not? Because it's new and exciting.
Yep.
You're like, oh, what are they going to do? And then it gets stupider and stupider.
Hell, Obi-Wan
from there.
had really good reviews.
Yeah.
In the first episode. Show saw a spike in demand following its October 14th season finale, not series.
Yeah. I know one of the criticism was, did AI write the dialogue for this show? I already bitched about it so many times. I don't want to go into it again.
Let's see here. Anyways, long story short, season 2 is going to be bigger and better, but like...
Sure.
I
may not even tune in for season 2, but...
yeah, so there you go. Long story short, it didn't do as good as Amazon's trying to say. And then finally...
Well, hold on. The last paragraph, though, you want to read that.
Oh, yeah.
Payne took audience criticisms.
Co-showrunner Patrick McKay said the new season will be bigger and better on every level by an order of magnitude.
One is an order of magnitude.
That's true. Part of this may have to do with the fact that he and co-showrunner J.D. Payne took audience criticisms from season 1 into consideration. Quote, "The cake was kind of baked before the audience response came in. It stinks." Certainly, you look at audience response and you see what characters people love and what kind of storytelling moves them. And explaining that, while he and McKay aren't overcorrecting any of it, they are listening to people's responses. That's great. Don't go on Twitter and look for responses.
No.
What's that?
Write your product and make it good.
Yeah.
You know, if you listen to customers and where to put the steering wheel in cars, who knows where that would be?
It's going to be grittier, more intense, and maybe a little scarier.
Well, basically what he's saying is, yeah, we didn't do that good of a job, and a lot of people criticized some things that we thought would go well, and it didn't work. So now you're gonna do a little bit more customer focused, and maybe we can salvage season 2.
But we got Qui-Gon at the end. He's saying hi. Does that help?
Got Qui-Gon. Yeah.
Yo. That was it. Fuck it. Okay, thanks. Oh my god, Obi-Wan's amazing. It sucks. Qui-Gon, it was awesome. What? It was in it for a second.
We're here to hunt Jedi. None shall escape. What about that guy? He just ran by. He's a Jedi. We'll get him later.
I'm on break. I need to go get a coffee. Per 411 Mania.
We're at a cafe. Let's sit down and have a beer.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Let's get some blue milk.
Let's talk about it. Is that guy sucking a nipple from a walrus? What's that guy doing over there? Per 411mania.com, where Blake gets all of his news from.
Exactly.
Terrifier 2. Boo. Is one of the breakout hits of this season, and it's continued to run with a $1.2 million in its 5th weekend. That's down just 36% from last weekend's numbers, which is impressive. While the $9.9 million domestic it made $9.9 million domestically and $10.1 million worldwide. Seems slight. The $250,000 budget means this is a huge hit for Bloody Disgust and Cinnadime.
Cinnadime.
Yes.
Cinnamon?
Yes.
Toast Crunch?
Again,
Cinnamon Snickerdoodle Pop-Tarts.
it's impressive.
What is Terrifier 2?
It's about Art the Clown, and it's a big slasher film. I would go online, Blake, before you see it. It's very, very gory.
Is this the one we talked about making people sick in the...
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, you know what? Good for any independent films. They basically said they got approached by studios to make it, and they're like, but we need you to do this, and this. They're like, we're not doing that. We're going to do our own
You
stuff.
spend $250,000 to make a movie, and you're getting at least $30+ million back.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So, good for it. Jeff, give me some box office news and world reports. That fucking intern forgot to change the dates again.
Oh.
And we're still on October 21st through 23rd?
Yes.
Well, whatever last weekend was, something like the, 5th through the 7th.
Sure, that sounds
something
good.
of November. About then, anyway. Number one movie, again, for is this the fourth week? Fourth week in a row?
Third or fourth, yeah.
Black Adam. $18.5 million, a total of $137.5 million on a budget of $195 million.
They keep saying it's not making money, but worldwide it's made over $300 million. But China has not released it yet, and they don't know if China is going to, which is a big thing.
Yeah, they probably won't. There's probably some sort of issue in there that China won't like.
Is that guy making fun of our Supreme Chancellor? They said, it's not that big of a hit. It's like, No, but it's going to make money back. Or break even, at least, with marketing.
Yeah, with marketing, it might not make its money back if they're only at $300 million.
Yeah.
That's sad that you need to make $300 million to make your money back these days.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2, One Piece film, Red, made $9.5 million in its opening weekend on an unknown budget.
It's anime.
Anime?
They're like, well, it's not as big of an opening like as the other ones that we've talked about, like 20 million and all that. I'm like, but this is like its third market. Like, they don't even care about American market. It's made all its money in China, Japan, Asia. And now it's coming over here. That 9.5 million, it's just anything like an icing on the top. So, there you go. What else you got, Jeff?
We've got, coming in at number 3, we've got Ticket to Paradise. It made $8.5 million, a total of $46.7 million on a $60 million budget.
Stop seeing Ticket to Paradise.
But I want to see Ticket.
Will the sequel be 2 Tickets to Paradise?
It should be.
Got 2 Tickets to Paradise.
Pack your bags, we'll leave tonight.
I'm Mucky Dolan's.
What?
That's my favorite monkey song, 2 Tickets to Paradise.
It is. What else you got, Jeff?
Coming in at number 4, Smile made $4 million, a total of $99.1 million on a $17 million.
There's another film that's doing 20 times its number.
Yeah.
Good for it. 5 times.
Budget's a little out of my reach, though, at $17 million.
Yes. We could probably scrimp together $250,000 from friends and family.
We can get second mortgages for $250,000.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
true.
Yeah.
Well, not from Doug. He's used them all from Disney.
Well, he's on his
eighth. Doug, give me another one.
For his Disney soul.
Give me another one.
Disney trips.
What else got, Jeff?
And then we've got, coming in at number 5, to round out our top 5, we've got Pray, Prey, Pray for the Devil. It made $3.9 million, a total of $13.6 million on an unknown budget.
You got to pray just to make it today.
Now, the sequel to this one will be Running with Devil.
Ooh, that could be good.
There you go.
Sounds better than Pray for the Devil. Pray!
Yeah. Lesser known monkey song.
Pray
Yes.
to make it today.
Upcoming November 4th, 2022, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
What he said.
Seeing that this weekend. So, it's my oldest
I
son.
may see it this weekend.
My son wants to see that and Black Adam.
Yeah. Where's Aquaman in this film?
So you're going to do...
Aqualad is in it.
you're going to do
Aqualad.
a, what do you call it, a double feature?
I don't know. We gotta see. I gotta find some time first. My wife said that she's going to 2 Christmas craft sales this weekend. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's the time to see it.
I got 2 other kids though. That's a problem.
Bring them to see it. Or make them go to the craft sales.
Oh, that would be fun. My wife would enjoy that. Top 5 this week. Top 5 favorite things to watch this year that we watched this year. Sorry. So this
Did we have something similar to this last week?
Did we? No, that's just our favorite things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just things that made us happy the last
Oh.
week.
Well,
That was 2 weeks ago.
I have some repetitive items.
Oh, this is like what you watched.
Yeah.
Oh, you're killing
Exactly.
me.
That's what I'm
Killing
saying.
me. Number
What
5.
All right, what I've watched. All right, I'll scratch off Andor.
No,
I'm in watching it. It hasn't. It's not over yet.
doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, so I'll scratch that off.
Because
Thank you.
I'm doing number 5 for All Mankind
I'll rearrange my list real quick.
on Apple TV about the space race that's when the Russians win instead of America. Number 5 for you, Blake.
Number 5 was I had to Hobie it because at first I was going to start off by talking about the Browns beating the Bengals is one of my favorite things to
okay.
watch.
Well, you watched it.
I watched it.
Yeah.
But actually, what was more enjoyable was watching the Cleveland Guardians in the playoffs with the Tampa Bay Rays and against the Evil Empire.
Yep.
I mean, we lost to the Evil Empire. We beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
We just didn't beat the Yankees. But we
Correct.
made them go through the extra innings.
You
We made
tired them out.
We tired them out.
Yep.
They went through their pitchers, and by the time Houston was sitting there a week and a half later,
Yeah.
there you go.
Number 5 for you, Jeff.
Number 5 for me is Welcome to Wrexham.
You son of a bitch. That's my number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love Welcome to Wrexham.
I found 4 shows I liked better.
Oh.
That was my Hobie for number 4.
Okay.
That's one of my 2. Yes.
Put it on the board.
Welcome to Wrexham.
Great show.
I was going to use his natural self as one of the characters for Multiplicity,
Yep,
but that'd be cheating, I think. And
It
Dev,
would be.
Dev may not have allowed that
that's true.
because he was playing himself.
You
not
will
a-
correct it.
Not a character.
Yeah. Number 4 for you, Jeff.
Number 4 for me was The Legend of Vox Machina.
What is that?
That was the animated series by the people from Critical Role.
Okay.
That was released in January or February of this year.
On Quibi?
No, it's on
No.
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
January 2nd season starts, so looking forward to that.
Okay. Blake, number 4.
The other number 4, Yellowstone.
Good series. Comes back this week.
Yep.
Season 5. My number 4 was Andor. Really am enjoying Andor a lot.
I read a good article about well, this was written last month in October, so I don't know if the numbers have gone up yet. Basically talking about it could be suffering from a lot of Star Wars fatigue in the fact that the past couple episode series weren't as good,
Yep.
such as Obi-Wan and the Book of Boba Fett, which relied a lot on
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian and a lot on cameos of known characters and stuff, and
The main character is the
they're-
least exciting
yeah, they're
person.
putting it. They're also putting it up against, or the next night against She-Hulk, and having to deal with that instead
Yeah.
of giving it its own night, like spread out far enough in the week. And they're talking about, hey, this is everything that a true Star Wars fan wants, and people aren't watching it.
Correct. Trade
Yeah.
embargoes. Trade
embargoes, yeah. But yeah, I loved again the latest episode again. The never ending hell, and they get some new information, and now they're like, all right,
I'm really enjoying it.
yeah. And Mon Mothma is getting sucked in.
How Mothra?
Yeah, Mon Mothma. Now, when she's trying to build her alliances and money and moving, and she goes to her old buddy.
Yep.
And he's setting her up with a gangster, supposedly a
Ewoks?
supposedly a giant organized crime boss.
Yes.
So now she's having to reassess.
Jabba, right?
No, it's not Jabba.
It's the Hutts.
Yeah, somebody else. But
Watto?
now, yeah. So now, yeah, exactly. Well, no.
Watto.
Watto, yes, it's Watto.
Yeah, it's Watto. No,
The dumpster guy.
so
Salvager.
now she has to deal with, am I in it far enough that I'm willing to do this in order for the better off of the good? Or are you going to compromise your morals and principles to achieve that end? Or
Hey, Blake,
whatever? Yeah.
spoilers. She's in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
I know. But anyways, the question. I like how it's the beginning and the formation of the early stuff.
Yes.
It's cool.
I agree. Number 3 for me, The Office and Seinfeld. I can watch those all day long. I just like watching them again all year.
You said, yeah, you're right. This year I could have done that. I thought things that were in 2022.
Anything. Office and the
man.
Seinfeld.
I went ahead and I only
do.
picked things that I watched new this year.
Oh, aren't you special?
Yeah, me
I am.
too. That's what yeah.
What's your number 3?
My number 3, the latest Stranger Things 4.
That is also my number 3.
Oh, there you go. Our number 3s are Stranger Things 4.
So what's your number 2 then, Jeff?
My number 2 is the newest season of The Umbrella Academy.
Did it come out? Oh, this past season. Okay.
The latest.
Yeah. The most recent one came out this summer.
Sorry.
Yes.
I forgot about it. But I would put that on my honorable mention list.
Number 2?
For me?
Yes.
Oh, Only Murders in the Building, season 2. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah, can I say it is a good thing that I believe Steve Martin had come out and said, this is it. I mean, we originally thought, I thought This Is It was like he was done retiring from acting.
Mm-hmm.
But if they only finish season 3, it might be
Go on the high note.
go out on a high note. And also, you're not dragging this out for extra
Correct.
seasons that don't make sense. Because how many times can you have a murder in a building and suspect each other and then everybody else and do, twist at the end. I mean, you can only do that, at least
Twice.
2 times,
At least twice.
before it gets, old and stale and people start to complain about it. Kind of like Westworld.
Poor Westworld. Number 2 for me.
Westworld didn't make my list.
Didn't make mine either.
Not
I like
this year.
season 3.
I didn't
but,
watch. I gave up after season 2.
Ted Lasso is my number 2. Ted Lasso.
Season 2 of Ted Lasso.
All of it, because I never watched it until this year. So this was...
I could have done that. Yeah. Damn
Well, see,
it.
I didn't pick. I pick it because season 2 was
This year.
last year.
Oh, last year. Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
my number 1 was... what was it? Welcome to Wrexham. So, number 1 for you, Blake?
Game of Thrones, House of Dragons.
House of the Dragons, my number 1 too.
Oh, it's so cute.
Whose
Whose
the
house?
Dragons?
Whose house?
Yeah.
It's the HOTD. Hot
Dragon's house. We had some top listener picks. Jared Mills had Prey, the Predator film.
Ah,
Got to pray.
just to make it
today.
So that film, not Pray for the Devil.
Correct.
Okay.
Sandman.
See, I watched the first episode of Sandman and I really enjoyed it, but then I kind of forgot about it. I need to get back into Sandman.
They're making a second season.
I heard, and
There
I
was
need
a-
to go get back into watching it because I did enjoy what I saw.
Did you fall asleep?
No,
Well, all right.
oh, I can't. No, I'm a little slow on that.
I didn't get started on it because I read an article about it saying I forget who it was. It was a 2-person conversation on some show. Said yes, I watched Sandman and they liked it in the beginning, and then it kind of drug on, and then we were disappointed at the end.
So
the other guy was like, "Well, then why should I stick with it to the end if it's going to be disappointing?" Now that I know,
So, like every critic's review of every series that's out now.
yeah.
Let's see here. Number 3, Stranger Things. Number 2, Clerks 3.
still have yet to see
I
that.
still have yet to see it.
He said this was a tough one, though. Good job, guys. Number 1, Letterkenny. Letterkenny?
Letterkenny.
I've always meant to watch that because
Yeah.
I've seen the little skits.
I think it's more
that are
enjoyable
pretty
when
funny.
you just watch the skits.
Yeah.
Like watching an entire episode, honestly, gets a little tough.
Really?
I think the little skit, like a little 5-minute skit, is fine, but a half-hour.
Yeah, the little
episode-
skit with all the melon references with the lady with the big breasts.
Yes,
That was a pretty funny skit.
or whichever. Skit
Whatever
you
it
watch.
is. Yeah.
Fell down the Benny Hill show.
Dun, 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 dun.
Was that Big Top Pee Wee?
Well, I can't do yakety sax.
Yakety sax.
because that's copyright.
Yes, sir.
Or-
Which we didn't know in episode 20.
No, true story. Bednar and I have turned the volume down on past Browns games and just put yakety sax on.
It would work.
And it was more enjoyable with yakety sax.
Brian Auer. He had Call Me Chris with 2 Ks. Call, Kall. I think it's a Hallmark show.
Oh, okay.
Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso. Rings of Power. Rings of Power.
Boo.
Oh, God. He does hate us. Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi.
He's trolling.
Sorry about that. No, I
Auer's
think he
trolling.
does like
I
this.
think he actually likes those.
Let's see here. We did also have. Let's see here. Sorry. I'm looking here.
I'm not familiar with that movie. What is looking
Oh,
here?
here we go. Pittsburgh Nerd.
Sean,
Yep. Had the Dragon Prince season 4.
I don't know what that is.
Loki. Ted Lasso.
Low key. I didn't see that one. There wasn't a lot of advertising for it. It was low key.
Low key. That was bad.
Ted Lasso. Obi-Wan. Maybe it's just us. And Stranger Things season 4. Let's see here. Hold on. We got some more here real quick. Let's see here. Steve had Everything I Learned from Movies.
Everything I learned from movies.
All 15 seasons of Supernatural.
You watched all of them this year? Nice.
30 plus episodes of Ghost Adventures, Earth seasons. All 20-ish of Restaurant Impossible. I like that show.
Does he have a job?
Any Forged in Fire. Maybe he's the musician from Dear Abby.
Yeah.
Izzy, get ready.
Izzy, you better start liking his music.
And number 1, my wife watches trash, but God forbid we find time to watch season 3 of The Boys. That's his number 1.
That would have been an honorable mention.
Beside a Geek, I'll give you my list when I guess tonight. That was never really in the card. You never said that you were. You're just free. You got to be more specific. Like Jeannie next week is going to be here. Mark H. had Yellowstone, Creepshow series. Oh, that's a good one. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Heard good things about that one on my list.
The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. Oh! And number 1, Emmanuel in Space. Well played. Dev. The Lions beating the Packers. Yes, it was beautiful.
That was, that was awesome.
Tom Brady's life falling apart.
That too.
She-Hulk, Kenobi, and Trump's life falling apart. Down the hall. Down the hall.
Hey, well, hold on a second. He's still around. I don't think it's fallen apart yet. They've been trying for 6 years. They've been trying for 6 years.
They're waiting
to make
until
his life
after the
fall
election
apart.
to arrest him.
Uh-huh.
So he doesn't get the support before the election.
He's like, what's his name in the Nightmare on Elm Street?
Freddy?
Yeah, he's like Freddy. There's no way to defeat him. He just keeps coming back.
He just becomes a humorous character at the end. Bad idea of the week, number 1805. St. Lawrence Seaway. Fuck that. Fuck that one.
It only, changed and shaped the history of our country.
Here we go again.
And specifically even our state.
No.
But fuck it.
If it weren't for the St. Lawrence Seaway, we'd know more about World War I history.
That's right.
In American history
Fuck
classes.
the Seaway. Titles for the show?
Oh,
I had Raptor Arms. I hate the St. Lawrence Seaway. St. Lawrence Seaway, you're on the list. And that's it.
I had The Very Last City. Take me down to the very last city. The St. Lawrence Seaway. Hey, we're a history podcast. The Last Monkey Alive. And Bring Back Vaudeville.
Yeah! I do like to bring back vaudeville. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. I just flew in from Denver. Boy, oh, my arm's tired.
Pie to the face.
Ah!
Take my wife, please.
Oh, so funny. Now get me a smoke. What are you doing out here, woman? You can't be out here. So bring back vaudeville it is.
Bring back vaudeville.
Thanks for listening. We will be back next week. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are listening to a Hobie.